Getting real curious out here. Skelly thinking the same. A lot of talk about boys and girls locker room, boys and playing sports. Let's leave it at that. So, what politicians are for boys and girls sports, and what politicians are against it? And why are some of us like, yeah, that's weird. Not even weird, that's dangerous. We got to talk this through here. Let's watch what the Republican Victoria, I want to say she's from Ukraine. She might be from Ukraine. I could be wrong, so don't quote me. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. She just has an accent. I love her. She goes in. Let's see.
Gentleman yields back.
Yeah, yield to her.
The gentleman from Indiana is recognized.
Hey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And truly, I actually would like to play some video to say how we're going to enforce it. I want to see what it really can cause, how much harm, and we can show examples to have a much stronger guy playing the sports against biologically not as strong women. Most of us, and as I said, are not biologically.
We gotta go back.
Really can cause. So
you understand this? She's showing an example of why it's dangerous for boys to be playing against girls, especially at a young age. That's all she's trying to show, because someone gets up and starts talking. I think it's a Democrat, but don't quote me on that either. Maybe you should go find out.
Are we going to enforce it? I want to see what it really can cause, how much harm, and we can show examples to have a much stronger guy playing the sports against biologically not as strong women. Most of us, and as I said, are not biologically as strong. And it is unfortunate that the other side tried to, really deter the conversation in a different direction and divert it to, and not talking about, let's talk about how we are going to protect our women and girls. And I would appreciate if we can have video of some examples how our girls can actually got hurt.
That's a boy. Oh, that's the end of the boy. It's huge. She's huge. Oh, stop it. Oh, that girl's hurt. She got hit in the face. Oh, right there. Oh my God. Oh, look at them all running. We got pause. We gotta go back. Hold up. Can we see it like this? Skelly, stop. I'm not that. Stop. Oh, that. That face. That hard. Is this field hockey? Oh my God, that ball must hurt. Right? Oh shit. Number 1, 3. Wait, timeout. Who hit this? Oh my gosh. So it's this one. It's this one. Okay. Oh, right in the face. I keep pointing at the screen like that. She's huge. Yo, she's big. Hold on. That's a point they don't. We can need everybody.
So I want us not to be enforcing, but preventing the situation like that where girls actually get hurt by males, biological males playing sports. I mean, it is really unbelievable for me that this is an issue that we cannot stand with women and girls on, because it is so hard. As I said, it makes us much tougher, maybe mentally, and a lot of us are for that reason. But let's just be honest. Boys, natural biological boys have more, have advantage, have a differently advantage against women playing sports. Let's recognize and be honest about that and not divert the conversation. So I would really appreciate us to go back to this bill and not to try to talk about issues like some of the other side are trying to do, that we can debate and deliberate, and we will debate and deliberate. But this issue protected women. Yes, I will yield.
Yeah. Can you ask the proponent of the bill how that solves what you're speaking of in a global sense, as opposed to dealing with the cases as they come? What could not understand any of the film that you saw? There was no names or no designation. I saw humanity. I saw girls enjoying sports, but I couldn't understand what it was. The proponent of the bill needs to say how this bill fixes anything that you just spoke about.
Well, this is where you saw the examples where transgender boys, transgender girls in this case, were playing, transgender athletes were playing against naturally born girls on the same teams, on opposing teams, and girls got hurt. That was an example like that. If we're going to say that we are not going to have this situation, so we will not have, the disadvantage that you have as the female playing against much stronger athlete.
Let's see if it's it. I don't know what's going on. What's this one? Epic battle. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a Republican, Hageman, speaking to I think Mark. I can't say his last name. He's a Democrat. Let's watch who defends just keeping boys out of girl sports. When nobody's even talking about being mean, just comments. It don't make no sense. It ain't fair. Which brings me to this thought. If an athlete like LeBron James was to do what Leah Thomas did, take the meds for a year, and then go to the WNBA, I'm betting every dollar I ever made that he's going to win the championship. She. What happens when a whole bunch of people what happens to women's sports then? There won't be no women's. That just don't make no sense. But let's watch this conversation.
It is my understanding that this reporting requirement is already required, so I believe that this is redundant. But there's just a few points. I'm not opposed to this amendment because we already have a requirement of reporting sexual abuse perpetrated against any athlete to the appropriate local, state, or federal authorities. But there's a couple of points that I would make in response to the statements made by the proponent of this amendment. When you talk about sexual abuse against women,
what?
One of the things that we have repeatedly heard about is women athletes being forced to undress in front of men who are in their locker room. We have heard about this mantra of please be kind and compassionate. I don't understand what is kind or compassionate about forcing female athletes to share locker rooms with male athletes. I don't understand why we are talking about the sexual abuse of women and then immediately turning and pivoting to the idea that that's happening against men. It is happening against women. We're all opposed to the sexual abuse of women. But one of the things that is being reported with men participating in female athletes is the sexual abuse aspect of this. I do not believe that it is kind or compassionate to erase biological women and girls and pretend that they are the same thing as a man who claims to be a girl. I do not believe that that is kind and compassionate. I do not believe that it is kind or compassionate to allow men and boys to dominate women's athletics. I do not believe that it is kind or compassionate to deny a girl a college scholarship because a boy was faster and stronger. I do not believe that if you read the bill that is at issue here, all we have done is to not define female and male and simply state that this bill that it would prohibit a person whose sex is male from participating in an amateur athletic competition that is designated for females, women, and girls. That is the only thing that this bill does. This is not a bill about transgenderism. This is not a bill that attacks the transgender community. It is about protecting women and girls in women and girls athletics. That is all. There are biological differences between girls and boys, regardless of what someone may claim that they are. All this bill does is make sure that we are being kind and compassionate to our female athletes. But if you believe that there is a need to include this amendment, I'm not opposed to it, but we need to stop attacking us, stop attacking Republicans, simply because we're trying to protect women and girls. We are very sincere in our belief that it is critically important that women and girls are able to access and participate in athletics. We believe that it is incredibly important that 13-year-old girls are able to play volleyball and basketball without the risk of being injured by a man or a boy. We are entirely sincere in protecting our families of girls and women who do not believe that their girls and women should have to compete against boys and men.
Makes sense. No hate there.
With that, I yield back.
Good Lord, Jesus.
Gentleman yields back.
Chairman, I just want to confirm that the amendment is accepted.
Who is that? He sounds like
Yeah, I'm gonna call the questions. Which I think we should adopt the amendment too. I think that's generally understood.
Sure.
All those
Jim says so.
all those in move strike Westward. Gentleman from California is recognized.
I guess it's a good thing that some folks on the other side are now interested in what happens in a locker room. And we're not going to look the other way. Okay, I'll accept that. But this is something that is not a thing. It's not a thing. We have things happening in our community that are a thing. Kids getting mowed down by assault rifles at their school. That's a thing.
We're talking.
Young women in their community having IVF treatments banned. That's a thing. Women being forced into government mandated pregnancies. That's a thing. And those are all things that we can address in this committee. But okay, I'll play out this exercise with y'all. How are you going to enforce this?
Please.
I know I'm yielding to somebody over there. How are you going to enforce this? This is an on-demand gender check that you want to be a part of now. So who's enforcing it? Is Mr. Jordan enforcing it? Mr. Gates enforcing it? Mr. Biggs? Who is enforcing this on-demand gender check? You didn't put that into the bill. Seems a little creepy that we don't know who's going to be determining genders here. Ms. Hageman, I'm deferring to you. You're the only one that wants to speak on this.
And don't say
It's
male
interesting. You're
female
the
in your
only one
birth
who wants to speak on this.
certificate.
No one else will even touch this because it's kind of creepy. Kind of creepy that you're setting up on-demand gender
Skelly
stuff.
is creepy.
Kind of obvious.
Are you calling me creepy?
Skelly is creepy.
I'm saying it's creepy that you're setting up an on-demand gender check and you won't tell us how you're going to
May I respond to that? Will you engage in a colloquially?
tell me how you're going to enforce it. Yes.
Well, according to the U.S. boxing transgender policy, they're the ones that plan on doing the inspection. The athlete has declared that her gender identity is female and has completed gender reassignment surgery. So
how
not
do they inspect
protecting
it?
girls and women.
How do they inspect it?
Protects us. That I guess you're going to have to ask the boxing association.
Shouldn't you know?
They're the ones that have adopted the policy.
I'm reclaiming my time. They don't know. They don't know. They see a small issue that's happening in a few communities, and they want to extrapolate that across America. And they want you to think it's a thing. It's not a thing. There are things: gun violence, fertility bans, government mandated pregnancies. Those are things. This is not a thing.
But this is a thing. What are you
Ms. Jackson
doing?
Lee, who has a bill to address the targeted violence against the
Oh,
transgender
my
community,
gosh.
that's a thing. That's something we should be working on. This is not a thing. And so I just invite my Democratic colleagues who so
my
passionately
God.
spoke on this to continue to passionately.
I gotta stop it. He didn't say one thing about what she just said. 5 minutes talking about gun violence. Something about stopping women and pregnancy. I don't know what that is. All right, look that up. Ain't smart enough to just know off the top of head what he's talking about. Because it wasn't what she was talking about. Okay, yeah. Right. So now let's go to New York, where we'll see what Letitia James is doing. But it's not about Trump and whatever else. It's just simply about gender. All right. And what one party is trying to do. And I don't really see hate. I just see protection. Girls are getting hurt. But anyway, I mean, it's a free world. We're allowed to have an opinion, right? That's why we get to vote. Let's just see what these people have to say.
New York's Attorney General is demanding the Nassau County executive to rescind his order banning transgender athletes from competing in female sports. County Executive Bruce Blakeman signed the executive order last week banning transgender players from competing against women and girls at county-run facilities. Blakeman said that the ban is needed to be fair to biologically female athletes. Yeah. Attorney General Tish James says the order is illegal, discriminatory, and transphobic. In response today,
Pause.
County Executive Blakeman...
Hold on. Pause. Did you hear what she just said? Letitia James said what? She didn't say too male, too pale, too stale. No, she said transphobic, trying to protect girl from getting hurt. Well, we gotta rewind. I don't even know if that's enough. We learning. Skelly, tell him we're learning.
County Executive Blakeman said the executive order is legal and constitutional. He also invited the AG and her staff to meet with county lawyers to discuss the matter.
I didn't get it all the way back. See, I'm sorry. There we go.
County Executive Bruce Blakeman signed the executive order last week banning transgender players from competing against women and girls at county-run facilities. Blakeman said that the ban is needed to be fair to biologically female athletes. Attorney General Tish James says...
Did she say Letitia James said?
The order is illegal, discriminatory, and transphobic. In response today, County Executive Blakeman said the executive order is legal and constitutional. He also invited the AG and her staff to meet with county lawyers to discuss the matter.
This is getting silly.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Mr. Banks, you're recognized.
No. We ain't
President
doing none of
Shuby,
that.
I understand you're very.
No. Not today. I can tell you that. No. Hell no. I ain't going near that right now. We all done? Jamaal Reddick.
I like to speak in some.
Oh no, you know I can't even. And national like trans ban like it don't make no sense. A boy is unfair advantage. Plus, especially when you're young, like that's kind of heavy. I don't know if I mean, I don't if I'm in elementary school, no. If I'm in middle school, no, like that'd be weird. I ain't getting naked from a girl. That's weird. Skelly. Don't mind. You don't mean nothing. All right. Like, you know what? We got to do it. We got to watch this guy. We got to see what he tries to say about the Republican. He is big, though. That dude is big. I will mess with no, not today.
And I just want to ask a simple question.
Huge.
Why can't we leave trans people alone? Let them be who they are. Let them live their lives.
Nobody's saying.
Let's stop discriminating against them simply because they are different from who we are and different than what we understand. Just because we don't understand it doesn't mean we shouldn't support the transgender community and love them in the same way we should love all human beings. They're not bothering anyone. They want to go to school. They want to play sports. They want to hang out with their friends. They want to live their lives. Let them live their lives. We have an ugly history of discriminating against people who are different than we are throughout our time in this country. Whether they are Black, Latino, Asian, LGBTQ.
I can't. You know what? I mean, everything that comes out of a Democrat's mouth on here seems to be super negative. Like nobody trying to hurt nobody. Nobody's trying to hurt anybody. That don't make no sense. They're trying to stop men from competing against women in the Olympics, in college. When you hit 18, you want to change. Technology lets you change. Have fun, for real. I don't care. You want me to say she, he, we, today, tomorrow? I don't care. I respect it. But the sports thing, you're taking chemicals to be able to go and compete. It just don't make no sense. It makes no sense. Really. And then kids, ain't it heavy? Man. Can't they just be born and figure it out? And Mother Nature just be right one time? Just one time. Golly. I don't know. Oh, ain't nobody. But this don't make no sense. Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to start voting. Ain't never voted in my life. But we voting this time. Because that's what free people do. We vote. We talk about it. You know what I mean? All right. Hey, Skelly. It's late. You've been having technical difficulties. It's gonna be all right. We got an election to win. Let's go. We gotta go.